Hey guys, and welcome back to Suikoden. We're getting in there and we're doing chapter 4. So it doesn't really matter who I found out that it doesn't really matter who I started with, so I'm just gonna go straight into it. Alright. What is this? No one asked for your input anyway, kiddo. God. It's very empty. Oh look, it's the Flame Champion's clothes. And I guess his weapon. The Flame Champion, Spike, my beloved, is deceased. Dun dun. What? But how can a rune bearer die? The bearer is supposed to be immortal. That is true, but he chose to grow old with me rather than live eternally. Fade. Must be a memory. No reason every time else that it's done that it's a memory. Yep. It's gotta be. My dear Sana, how do you like being known as a champion's lover? I don't like it. The champion's lover? I never intended to live in somebody else's shadow, let alone bear such a grandiose title. Who knew? I don't like being labeled either, but somehow I got the name and it stuck. I never thought I'd be working for justice or the people. I was born and raised here in the grasslands, and I just couldn't bear to see my land ransacked. That's how it all began. People were so excited to finally have hope. They projected it onto me, and here I am now. Is it difficult to always sustain that heroic image for the sake of your people? It is hard to have such devoted people, imposing their ancient dreams and ideals on me. I don't know why this is being weird with the wording. I want the decision to act as I wish, to live or to die, but it doesn't do me any good to complain. I must think positively. That sounds more like the man I know. You've been behaving more like a champion. You've been behaving more like a champion lately, but it's just for show, isn't it? I'll admit, I'm relieved. I only fight for what I hold dear. Holy Harmonia has agreed to 50-year ceasefire. This should give us enough time. Us? That might not be enough. Yes, but at least we won't see our loved ones destroyed before our own eyes. The name, Champion, means nothing to me. My time with you, that is the most precious thing. Spike. Aww, such a love story. He chose to give up his rune so he could save her, or be with her. She's like, Then he used an ancient sacred method of Sindar to seal the true rune he bore in his body, and chose to perish along with me. I don't doubt it. It sounds like something he'd do. Then the Flame Champion, the hero who protected the grasslands, is no longer... Son, the shadows of the dead don't protect your loved ones. You do. You'll see. But the new champion must unite the grassland clans with Zagzen. They're still in constant conflict and under threat of the Harmonian army. Spike accomplished it not with his title as a hero, but with his own abilities. Isn't this so? Damn it, Godot. Godot, you still haven't forgiven Spike, have you? You never change. You were always an idealist and encouraged Spike to no end. But the fact that you didn't seem to understand him hurt him. Just skip past his dialogue. If he ain't got nothing to say, I don't care. Alright. Spike left me with a message, which is why I am here today. He was able to predict the future to some extent, because he bore the true rune. The true fire rune is sealed. He sealed is protected by the ancient secret method of Sindar. If you wish, I can open the door for you. We do wish, Sana. But this will require you to take the power and the burden of the Flame Champion upon yourself. Take over the title of the Flame Champion? Then who is it going to be? Are you saying that one of us three will be his successor? Spike often said that one's destiny is not predetermined but is changeable. He said even destiny makes room for a person who is strong-willed. Spike told me that the three of you would appear here to take over the true fire rune, but he didn't specify who. He believed that a person's will rather than their destiny could open a door into the future. The decision of who will assume the title of Flame Champion will not be made by destiny, but will be made but by the will of a person. By the way, that person is me, just so you guys know. Alright, I did this through much thought, and actually, no, I'm lying, it didn't take much thought at all. Let's just go with each character. Chris? No, we'll start with Godot. My reason for not choosing Godot is because he's already got a true rune. He's already the bearer of a true rune. His true rune is the true lightning rune. I see there's a very little point in me giving him the true fire rune because there's like little, zero, nada. He's already got the lightning talent, so he knows how to use the lightning rune. His skill base is set up that way, and we're not touching that. We're not touching that at all. All right. Now, Chris is another reason why. Chris is another one that I'm not going to be giving the true fire rune to. And I have played the game with her as the Flame Champion before, and it really doesn't make too much of a difference, but there's a reason why. And that will be either later in Chapter 4 or the beginning of Chapter 5. I can't really remember why. I can't really remember the event that happens, but just know that I'm not choosing Chris for the Flame Champion because she is not suited to it. Now, I will explain why I'm choosing Hugo. A, he's my favorite character. Hugo is by far my favorite character out of the three that you were able to play. Thomas not included. But that's not the reason why I'm choosing him to be the Flame Champion. The Flame Champion, well, the True Fire Rune. Okay, I see the Fire Rune. The Fire Rune is kind of the more volatile one. The Fire Rune is kind of the volatile fire rune, the volatile rune. And, Hugo is a younger person. You know, he's like a teenager. So, I mean, he's really reckless, and he's like, he gets angered easily. He's very passionate. He's a very passionate person. So, I choose the Fire Rune for him is because the rune actually fits his personality. But he can grow from it, and we will see him grow. Like, we've already seen him grow. I choose good things for him to do and not bad things for him to do. Like, I try and not have him react so recklessly in some situations. So we're gonna choose Hugo for the Flame Champion. Select Hugo as Flame Champion successor. Select. I'm not quite sure what's going on now. I don't remember anything. Yeah, beyond this point, I really don't remember what happens here. I just know that I've got to fight a boss with 3 people. During my first battle, I lost my best friend. Sergeant said it's all a part of war, but I'd do anything to have enough power to stop that kind of thing from ever happening again. Spike, Mr. Sorry. Mr. Flame Champion, we need the power you possessed. So can you please let me have the power? What are you doing? Why are you just reaching for his staff? I don't. Oh my god, that sounded kind of weird and awkward out of context. You will follow Spike as the new Flame Champion, Hugo. To fulfill his last request, I will open the door to the True Rune. Behind it, a challenge awaits you. By passing this test, you will prove your ability to bear the rune's responsibilities. Alright. Okay, this is always a good idea. You're gonna want them to not be in the same group. There's a good reason why. Actually, I want to put him here. You don't want them to be in the same group. Actually, no. That's fine. You don't want them to be in the same group is because we are going to be fighting a boss, and we're going to be fighting a boss with only 3 people. So the better idea is to have each of them in the front of each group. Godot's got his True Lightning rune, so he's going to be one of your key players. I believe I have Hugo with, I think he's got a Wind rune right now. And then she, I don't think has a true, she don't have a rune. She doesn't have a rune right now. So we're just gonna, this is correct. We're good to go with this. We're good to go with this. Thank you. Yes, and you're going to want to save. Well, I'm going to want to save, because if this goes terribly, you know, it's gonna go bad. So once we save, yeah, you'll see here that it says Hugo's Story Chapter 4. That's because pretty much you're just choosing Hugo at this point. Well then, let me guide you. Are you ready?